What is going on, Fam Jam, and welcome to another Throwback Thursday right here at Georgia. That's right, we're almost to the weekend, so let's kick this Thursday off right, okay, with the Jacksons. I would remember them as the Jackson 5, but they're saying it's the Jacksons, okay? So I'm going to go with what the channel says. But this is Blame It on the Boogie, okay? And what we do on Throwback Thursdays is go back and revisit older songs that may influence what we listen to today or influence what we listened to in the early 2000s and see how that compares to what we listen to now, what we may react to on the channel on the other days. Basically, these are not judgmental videos. This isn't yeehaw or hell no. We're not trying to figure out if this is a good song. This is already a good song. We just want to go back and reminisce about how epic this is, okay? So let's go visit the Jacksons with Blame It on the Boogie, the official music video, alright? Fam Jam, let's go.
Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. That nasty boogie bugs me, but somehow it has drugged me. Spellbound rhythm gets me on my feet. I changed my life completely. I seen the lightning lead me. My baby just can't take her eyes off me.
So I love this. One, the video for this time period was cutting edge, okay? It's them dancing, but you get that like delay feel to it, and you see the silhouettes behind them that fade out, and those are in different colors and things. This was cutting edge, okay? Especially for the disco time period. A lot of videos were using this effect and using a lot of colors. Disco was very colorful, and disco itself as a genre very much influenced this. This is probably late 60s, way into the 70s, okay? So the early bits were in the 60s, and then disco's heyday was definitely in the 70s. And you can tell that by a little bit of the wardrobe they've got. The hair, okay? Classic 70s hair. But just that feeling, you've got that horns, that upbeat, and that feeling that just makes you want to move, okay? That's disco. And I just want to make sure that we appreciate the video, because we look at it as very dated. Yes, this is 55 years old, probably. But for its time period, cutting edge. And so we've got to appreciate not only the music, but where we were in music videos then too.
I don't blame it on the sunshine. I don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't you blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Woo! I just can't control my feet. 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 Sunshine, I don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. I blame it on the boogie. I don't blame it on the sunshine. I don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't on the good times. I blame it on the boogie. Moonlight, yeah, good times, boogie. just got the sunshine, yeah, moonlight, good times, boogie. Don't you blame it, sunshine. You just got the moonlight. You just wanna good times, yeah. Oh, blame it on yourself. Sunshine. Ain't nobody's fault but yours and that boogie. Oh, not my long. Yours and that boogie. Ain't nobody's fault but yours and that boogie. Dancing all night long. Blame it on yourself. Ain't nobody's fault.
So, incredibly fun song. Does the video get a little repetitive? Yes. By our overstimulated senses, it does. But what I want to really pay attention to is the disco heyday. You'll hear a little bit of like Papa Was a Rolling Stone influence or connection here because you have that intro that's just the drums. Disco and this era of music was very much powered by drums, especially when they're isolated, and really heavy bass chords or bass notes or bass lines, whatever you want to say. Those grooves, that feel, that lower thum of the bass, the lower pieces, that gets you moving, okay? Most everything that we get from music, our original instrument were drums. Now, they were used way back when to announce, they were used to signal, they were used to communicate, they were used in war, things like that. But that original instrument were drums, so you feel that. And when people would gather and they would play music with the drums, whether that was an actual drum itself or just hitting something like a bongo or a rudimentary bongo, things of that nature, people were dancing. So it's kind of ingrained in us over millennia that drums make you want to move. They make you want to dance. That is the same concept when you get those low thuds of the bass guitar. So this kind of music was built for dancing. This kind of music was built to get up, to move, to have fun. So that is a primal piece of us, just as humans, that we've done for thousands of years. Our ancestors did it, okay? So that piece of disco that makes you just want to get into the groove of it, that is absolutely primal. That is something that was designed for it. You want to get the motion. You want to get in the clubs. You want to have fun. And that's what disco was. That's what the 70s a lot were. If you remember like Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta, things like that. If you remember music like this, if you remember Late Temptations, or Middle Temptations, I guess, not late, in the 70s, they were making music like this. Not what they were doing in the late 50s, especially not in the 60s, but in the 70s, they had that low thud, those wonderful, wonderful rhythms from that bass, and you get isolated drums. And that's what stands out from disco. So if you want to go back and listen to that, scroll down in the description below. There's a link that will take you over to that video. Like I said, the video itself can get a little repetitive, okay? We are very, very visually stimulated in today's world. We're always constantly looking at the next thing. So that I get, but the music itself is so good, and I want you to be curious about what does this music remind you of in today's? What music does this remind you of when you were a teenager, what you were listening to then? And leave that in the comments. That I'm curious about. Because I remember a lot of this. And a lot of these bass lines would now look at stuff like Fish, would look at stuff, Primus, things of that nature. That disco feel to it was an intro into bass grooves and to let bands in the later 70s and the 80s and the 90s really expand with the bass guitar. So very, very curious, especially things like Red Hot Chili Peppers with Flea. So all that seems curious. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Just before you head out, do me one favor, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know when I upload videos just like this one. We can hang out on another Thursday, an acapella Monday. I upload every day. So hopefully we can hang out again. We're almost to the weekend, guys, and hopefully this made your Thursday just a little bit more special. I appreciate each and every one of you that's hit the subscribe button, hit a like, even just watch one video. Thank you so much, and we will see y'all next time. But until then, Fam Jam, I'm out.